Well, hello. I know I sound horrible. The whole family has been going through getting a cold, and it was my turn. I know I sound horrible. I feel better, I think, than the way I sound. So please bear with me today. But I am really excited about creating this look. And this is with my You Can Be Luxury gathering palette. Now, this is a palette I use almost every day. And I'm not one of those gals that has a ton of different eyeshadow palettes. I probably have a handful of them. And I look for palettes that I really like most of the colors. And in this case, this one really excited me. Now, granted, the pans are very small. I got this on Amazon, but there's so many of them. And this allows me to create many different looks. And the color that really jumped out at me when I first saw this was this one here. And as you can tell, I love yellow. I mean, my room, my background, everything else. So I was really excited to create this look for you today. So that's where the inspiration is coming from. And so let's go ahead and get started. I hope you all are having a great day. And now you can't be sick without worrying that you possibly have COVID. So my husband came down with it around Christmas time, and he did not get the results back in time before going to my parents for Christmas. So he was fine. He didn't have COVID. And then my daughter and I and my son went, and the next day we all were back here, and my daughter came down with it. So I guess it's just my turn now. So I'm just priming my lids with my Milani primer. And then I am going to go in with this shade just to go all over the lid and start with a really nice clean base. But what I'm going to do is start building up the crease. And the colors I'm going to start with are these lighter colors here, and then just deepen it a bit here. And it's now the day after New Year's Day, and unfortunately for Colorado, we kind of seem to have started off or finished off last, 2001 with horrible fire in the Boulder County area. And it's just, you hate to start off a brand new year on a negative note, but I mean, there were, I don't even know how many houses. At one point, they were saying almost 600 houses were destroyed, and businesses and things like that. So it's just such a disappointing thing to have to go through, and these people going through such a loss. Going to take my blending brush, this one first, and then this one is a little bit, not much more, but it's a little bit more pointed. So I take the initial lighter shades and start building up in that crease. I'm going to show you, I've been listening a lot to some makeup artists and some techniques and things like that. And I've always been relatively okay with my blending skills, but probably a little bit more on the impatient side. And one good trick to do is start off with a lighter color and then build up the intensity. So that helps with the blending. So that's what I'm going to do here today. And you just want to get it going in that crease, along the crease line, and then do windshield motions. But to get it up towards the brow, that's where you want to do circular motions. And that is what we're trying to do with the transition shade. And since this is the lighter color, this one's the one that's going to go the highest up. When I go in with a little bit deeper color, we're not going to be going up as much to the eyebrow. And I really do try to fast forward or not, you know, just kind of speed up these parts, because I know watching somebody blend can get kind of boring after a while. Now, another thing that I do is I generally just go along my crease line. In this look, what I'm going to be doing is actually kind of starting to try to give more of a lifted effect. Now, this is a light color, so I don't know how much you're going to see, but I'm going to be blending the color up a little bit more on this corner and then just going along here. And now I am going to go in with a little bit more of a darker. So I was kind of using these three here. So now what I'm going to do is kind of use this and this and this. Now, for this look, I really want to keep it on the bright side. I don't want it to get too heavy or dark. But here we're going to kind of keep it just right in that crease. Deepen that crease a little bit. Okay, and now that I've got that in there, I'm going to go back to the first transition brush and just blend those together. So I'm taking the darker color up to about halfway. I'm not carrying it all the way through. So I'm just keeping it in this corner here. And to just try to keep it as seamless as possible. Then you go back to the lighter transition brush just to blend it out. Now, what I want to do here is I'm going to be taking these three shades. So I'm going to use this shade in the initial corner, but I want this shade to be the brightest part. And like I told you, I like to keep my eyelids bright. If I use dark colors on there, which is beautiful, even still, I might add like a bright spot right there, because that's going to help keep my eyes a little bit more open. So I'm going to start off with that, put that in the center, and then put this on this corner here for the more depth. These colors are more like a foil. They don't have flecks of glitter in them. And I love foils because you still might get a little bit of fallout, but they're just so beautiful. And they are a little bit easier to work with. So as you can see, this is already a really, really vibrant color. So I'm putting that in there. Now I'm going to wipe off my finger and then take the very, very, very bright one and put this right in the center. And now I'm adding this color, the darker color, and this I'm just kind of smudging in that corner. And now again, I'm going to take that medium transition shade brush and just do a little bit of blending. And then go in with the bigger brush. And I'm not adding any product. I'm just going in. Another thing, I want to clean up any of the lid color in that crease. Now, instead of using my black for this look, I'm going to go with a deeper brown. I'm kind of wanting to stay a little bit on the softer side. And especially for more fair complected people, this is a great option for you, is using the browns and the grays. And so as usual, I'm doing my little cat eye thing, putting it up in there. But because it's eyeshadow, it just all looks super blended. Because I started with that really very light shade, with this brush, I'm kind of just brightening it back up again and also diffusing it, doing a little bit of cleanup right there. And the more dramatic the colors, the more you tend to have to go kind of back and forth, tweaking things to make sure that everything looks good. I'm just going back with that transition. And like I say, I just saw this makeup artist who was showing how to blend, and so that's why I'm very, very motivated right now. I know sometimes I get a little impatient and I'm like, oh, that's good enough. But now another thing I'm going to do, and this is something that I generally don't do, and I am trying to kind of experiment a little bit. Some things that don't necessarily work for you, you'll see. Yeah, that still just doesn't work for me. But some things you might be able to do and just tweak a little bit. So the one thing that I want to do is take actually that middle transition shade, so around here, and go in and start defining the under eye. I'm still going to use my bronze the way I do it, but what this is doing that I normally don't do is creating a gradient under my eye. So I'm taking that, you know, the medium transition. Now I'm going into more of the lighter transition, and even a little bit of the sparkle, this color here. And this I'm putting on the inner half of my eye. And you kind of connect back up like that. Okay. And I generally stay clear of this look. If any, usually I will just put it on this side and keep the other side, you know, a lot lighter. But since these are lighter colors, I'm just kind of testing this out. So now what I'm going to do is take my brown eyeliner and line the top very, very closely to the lash line, and then just add that little flick at the end. And then what I'm going to do is take my brow brush, and it does have the brown on it, which is fine because it's dark enough, and then I'm just going to touch up my eyebrows. So what I'm going to do today is show you how I do my lashes. All right. So I know that normally at this point, I will do my lashes offline. And generally, I like to pop on my false lashes. But today, I'm going to actually show you how to do my lashes when I curl them and just use mascara. So I like to curl them, and I like to get really, really close to the lash line and crimp away. And I kind of have unruly eyelashes. So I really like to try to make sure to comb them through before I go in with mascara. And the mascara I'm using here is the Mega Plush Volume Express. And with this one, what I like about this is really very flexible. And I know some people say to wiggle it in there and or blink. I think the blinking trick kind of works. But for me, I think what I do is I use the tip more and just kind of get it on there. And then I do kind of thin layers. And I try really hard to prevent my lashes from lumping up together. And then just grow the intensity by applying more layers. So that's the first coat. And while that dries, I'll go ahead and do my under eyes. I am trying out this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And it's been working pretty good for me. I'm not sure if I like it more than my my Derma Blend foundation, but I did want to test this one out and see. And you guys have seen me do this. Now, another thing with doing my under eye the way I did is you almost cover up your under eye issues with your eyeshadow. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of like that. So I'm just kind of going underneath the eyeshadow. And we'll see. Like I say, I like trying things out. I wear it for a while and then all of a sudden I change things up or whatever, but it is always, it makes it more fun when you're mixing things up. Along with being sick, I was also kind of having some fits with my my face lately. I've had some breakouts and a lot of dry flaking. I upped my tretinoin, and I think that might be what the problem was. So I kind of have been testing, like I say, some things out, and I think because I was having those issues, I wasn't liking it as much, but I definitely have to kind of give it a shot, because like right now I'm thinking that that's doing a pretty good job. All right, now I'm going to go ahead with another coat of mascara. And I just kind of tap it. And like I say, my eyelashes seem to want to clump up. There. All right. So with this look, I really just kind of wanted to keep it kind of on the softer side. So now what I'm going to do is take my bronzing pencil and do what I always do, line the thing, and then just tap a little bit. And I think I have enough color on the outer edge. If anything, I just take my flat brush that might have a little bit of brown on it and just tap right there in the corner. But on this inner corner, what I want to do is pull in some of those metallics. So I'm going to take the same metallic color that I used underneath the eyes, but I'm going to pat it on there so that it might be a little bit more vibrant. And I go in under my lashes, and that way it kind of just catches the light, and still I have kind of a more open look. Another trick that I learned, because as I have mentioned before, I don't like putting mascara under my on my bottom lashes, but this trick is I take a little bit of the mascara with a tiny little brush like this, and then I just kind of tap it on the tops of my lashes. And that way it's defining it. I'm not going down the whole length of the lash. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to go and just do the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, and so this one is NYX Slip Tease. I woke up like this. And then I am going to finish off with a little bit of sparkle to kind of keep up with the eye. Now, one little trick that I do, you know how they'll put highlighter on the Cupid's bow. I like to kind of dab it on with my topper. Just put a little bit there. And then just focus the topper, which is more of a glittery light color, on the pads of my lips. There we go. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you enjoy seeing videos like this, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up, and I hope you have a great day.